A trillion new trees could be the best solution to climate change, study says.
Here's a summary of the article.
According to a recent study in the journal Science, planting 1 trillion trees at the global scale could be one of the most effective and efficient solutions to the climate change crisis. The scientists worked hard in their research and used Google Earth mapping for getting to the conclusion that there is enough space on Earth to plant even more than 1 trillion trees without disturbing the cities and farmlands. The study reveals that an area covered by the trees about the size of the United States could easily remove about 205 out of approximately 3 billion metric tons of carbon from our atmosphere. According to Thomas Crowther, who is a climate change ecologist in Zurich, endorsed the idea of planting 1 trillion trees by saying that this is by far, by thousands of times, the cheapest climate change solution. He further insisted that this step should be taken without any delay because it would have immediate results in eliminating the impending danger to the climate. According to Crowther, although it is an effective solution but not enough to control the climate crisis. Deforestation is the biggest reason for rapid climate change globally. While planting new trees is the best solution, stopping the deforestation would bring immediate benefits.
This post received a score of 63,559, with an upvote ratio of 91%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
That's 130 trees for every person.
I've planted 2, but I feel like I'd need to travel at least 10 hours away and plant some trees to really make a difference. Does it help at all planting eine already tree-ish areas?
Trees have a better chance of surviving if planted near other trees. But they have to be able to get sunlight, of course.
Till, trees are pack animals.
I mean, forests.
I don't know why, but this really made me crack up.
I heard it in Archer's voice.
Are we still doing phrasing?
Space phrasing.
Is there sap on these trees? Because that's how you get ants.
Grasslands more reliable carbon sink than trees. That's cool.
It's true. It's also much more suited for biofuel, so the worst you can be is carbon neutral, edging to carbon negative. Edit. Looks like my graduate-level sustainable energy systems course was not exactly transparent about cradle-to-the-grave carbon impacts. Cool.
No, biofuel being carbon neutral is a myth. Just like with ethanol, it takes massive amounts of energy to harvest, transport and produce. Switchgrass is worse because it is less energy dense per pound than corn. Just leave it in the ground.
Cradle to grave needs to be taught more. The amount of people who think that any realistic implementation of biofuel is carbon neutral is absurd.
The AP Environmental Science curriculum, at least when I took it 4 years ago, pitched biofuel and wave power as the best solutions. Ironically, those are probably the least carbon efficient and least monetarily effective solutions possible. Yet they spent 3 chapters on repeating the same 2 issues with nuclear over and over again. I'm 90% sure the environmental education curriculum is lobbied just like every other subject. Precisely. Heavily lobbied. Always follow the money.
1 trillion plus the amount that Brazil is cutting as we speak.
They wouldn't cut as much if we didn't pay as much for it.
Or for the stuff that can be grown on the cleared land.
Pretty sure Brazil itself has like 3rd highest beef consumption per capita and a pretty huge population, so it's not purely external factors.
South America overall are big meat consumers. Pretty much every meal has some kind of meat. You're not changing that anytime soon.
South American here. I can only speak from my personal experience and tiny context compared to the size of the continent, but I've seen a reduction of meat consumption in the people around me in the last few years. Part of it is the price, part of it is wanting to have a healthier diet, and a very very minimal part of it is people conscious about its impact on the environment.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.